gentlemen, this is Sugaray Raper, and we are live at the Suga Shack.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. My guest today will be the talented, the lovely Miss Whitney Shay, a young lady out of the San Diego area, my old stomping grounds back in the day. 30 years living out there in San Diego, Oceanside, Vista, Fallbrook, Bonzo. Oh, good Lord. I remember when Escondido didn't even have a transit center. I've been out there a long time. Came out there in 1985 as a young Marine. Anyway, we're going to get this show started today. Thank you guys for letting me take a week off last week. They're coming back from Richmond, Virginia. That 5 shows in 3 days. When you're not used to it, Old Sugar was dying. The whole band was dying, but we had a good time. We are back. Gary Wright, how you doing, Chef? Mary Liz, how are things out in Milwaukee? People start coming in from all over the world as normal. Hope everybody is doing fine. Hope everybody's doing great. I am doing pretty good. I got 2 cameras going. You guys tell me which one you like. I like my old camera, but they told me, like, hey, you looking up at this big screen, all we see is the side of your head. So I'm running to, we'll see how that works or does not work. It might be twice the problems, but Barbara Ryan, how you doing, mama? Hey, Barbara, did you get the C note back up in Hull, Massachusetts? Are you guys up running again? John House, Jan Kelly, how you doing? Chris Cook, you gorgeous woman, you. Deb Wozegrab, how is it over there in Wales? You guys warm? Now, this time of year, you guys are probably freezing. You got to put on your extra knickers now. That's what it is. Nicole Mullenheim, Spain. Anyway, I'm going to play something that I hadn't played for a while. Let's try this. I'm going to throw this up here, and we'll see if it works. And it's working. And here's Homemade Disaster. 300,000 streams, ladies and gentlemen. It's been added to a lot of great playlists, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, Spotify. Never thought I'd say thank you, Spotify, but thank you, Spotify.
Wait a minute, baby, just a minute. Let the chaos in, I like it. Now we're playing, everybody's
August the 5th.
Feel the room starting to spin, I'm chilling more. You're gripping harder, you're about to break it off. You know that, no. Now you're pimping, making the decisions, pulling everybody's strings all in hand. Now you wanna hit it, swing it till you kill it. Feel the water rushing in, it's sink or swim. So kick that fin before the whole thing capsizes. Now baby, now you're swinging from the rafters. Just one more homemade disaster. Now you're in it to win it. Feeling like you got a good coach on it. Gotta feel it, careful not to spill it. Baby, when it's gone, you can't get more. None at the store, I declare war on you now. Face me, baby. Face me. Now we're swinging from the rafters. Just one more homemade disaster. Gotta quit it before you start to miss it. Sliding down a slippery slope on one skid. Better omit it before you get committed. Pissing in the winning sport. You put the horse before the cart and stop your heart. Need CPR. You just don't be there.
Eric, your camera's off.
Now we're swinging from the rafters. Just one more homemade disaster. Shine me on, you're quite the actor. Just one more
Thank you.
homemade disaster.
I can hear you. I can't hear you, but you look beautiful. Homemade Disaster, ladies and gentlemen. 40 Below Records, written by my man Eric, producer, record guy, and all that good stuff. Like I said, it's over 300,000 streams now. Apple put it on their playlist. Apple Roadshow. I mean, some major playlists I picked it up, so that's pretty good. Excuse me. Barbara Ryan said it took 17 months of me raising funds to reopen. So she got the C-Note reopened back in August. And she said it was a huge effort, but I bet you it was worth it. Dear Brighter, how you doing, baby girl? I see your album is still kicking butt and doing things. Jean-Marie, bonsoir, monsieur. D'être venu. Ça va? Ça va bien. Grand bisous. Merci. JD Nash, what's going on? Eric Sassaman, of course, the Wizard of Oz is always here, ladies and gentlemen. The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain and actually pay much attention to him, because whenever I have problems that I can't figure out, I'm like, Eric, help me, Eric. I can't do it, my brother. Anyway, Eric always help me out. Rhonda Vanderheer, how you doing? Chef, what you talking about? We got a beautiful, talented young woman today, Whitney Shay, and I appreciate it because I know she's busy. She's like I was 20 years ago when you're playing every gig and building that name up, and you have to get your hustle on, 2 hours of sleep. When you ain't sleeping, you're trying to have coffee and talking business on the phone at the same time. I've been there. I know what she's going through. Believe me, Sugar got love for you, baby. And it would all pay off. It's all because you're doing it right. I mean, that's kind of what happened to me. It's like I don't know about you, but it's like when I first kind of started out, I could get no love in the United States. I was just, I was with Aunt Kizzy's boys, and Aunt Kizzy's boys did very, very well. Second place at the IBC. We went up and won the Lamb Jam in Los Angeles, got a distribution deal through Sony, which wound up doing nothing for us. And we did good, and we were playing 200, but when I went out on my own, no love, just like it was weird. It was like people knew who I was, but so I started going overseas. And of course, when you first start going overseas, no one would pay you to bring your band. That's just the way it works. So I had a great band out of Bordeaux, France, and we are family. They were with me for 3 years and hundreds of shows all over the world called the Flying Saucers Zydeco Special. That's the name of the band, Flying Saucers Gumbo Special. I said Zydeco, but it's Gumbo Special. And those guys backed me up all from Russia to Spain to Brazil to every continent in between. I had this French band to back me up and live with them, which is why my French is comme si comme ça, but c'est bien. So I pretty much lived in France. I was doing probably somewhere between 4 to 6 months a year in France, and then touring the rest of the year around the rest of the world. And I was maybe home like 30 days out of the year. Pam will tell you all about it. Did that for years until you build your name up. So got to do it. You got to do it. Right on. We are here. The question of the day is, are we ever going to get out of this goddamn pandemic? I'm ready to go back to work on for real and all this craziness, man. I've had to put down a full Europe world tour, not just European tour, because some of the countries are still 15 days of waiting, and I got a 7-piece band. Well, 10 people I got to travel with all together. So I'm ready to get back up. What do you guys think? Is it going to happen this year, or is it going to happen in 2020? And do you believe it's time to start kicking in people's doors and just giving them a shot? Martial law. Sugar's going off the rails today. Y'all know I don't talk politics. I don't talk religion, but I'm tired. I'm tired, baby. And my thing, as soon as I said that, my king said, oops, Facebook said, stop your broadcast. I know you haven't stopped my broadcast, Facebook, but you just don't like what I just said. But I got to say it. Sometimes the preachers got to preach. Let me play one now. I'm gonna put one of these cameras off because I feel like all misogynistic with 2 cameras on it every day. I'm gonna hide that one. We still got sound? Can you still hear me? All right. Question of the day. When do you think we'll get back to doing what we normally do, y'all? Check this out. I want to play this one by this gorgeous young lady. Let me minimize myself. No, that's the wrong one. I'm going to minimize myself. Hey, y'all, check this out. Here's an official video by Miss Whitney Shay. This was called Stand Up.
You heard somebody talking about me and you didn't know what to say. You think I have to know me all this time? Would I really act that way? How you gonna let someone we don't know ruin everything we found? You let a lie become the truth, and now it beat us down. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You tried to play it safe and sound. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Come on, stand up when you know what's wrong. you better stand up. Trust and consideration and never ask for more. We both know how hot it is to find something worth fighting for. Now we're stepping on the shadow stage.
Loving that voice.
Footsteps from the
I like a woman with a full voice, not all squeaky like little chipmunks. Come on, girl, do your thing.
Stand up when you know what's wrong. You tried to play it safe and sound. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Come on, stand up when you know what's wrong. You know you better stand up. How you gonna just walk away? Did you forget about yesterday? You got no reason to be afraid. How you gonna go and run and hide? Putting all your faith into a lie. At least I know I tried. Try to stand up when you know what's wrong. You tried to play it safe and sound. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You tried to play it safe and sound. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You tried to play it safe and sound. Gonna miss me when I'm gone. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You know you better stand up.
Right on. What y'all think, y'all? Miss Whitney Shay. I love that. I was looking at that last night or night before last. I was like, oh man, because I've been seeing her live stuff, which is kick butt. But you know, it's nice when you get, you know, it's nice to be able to take it back to the 80s and 90s and do a live official video. It's really cool. You know, I'm a kid of the start of MTV. And that's kind of what got me out of gospel music, was watching the MTV, the live videos, man. I love doing videos. I've done a few, so that's been really cool. I see we got some people chiming in. Barbara Ryan says, here, let me put this up. Barbara says, it's tough. It's a tough call. Indoor shows are hard, especially when everyone's still going to outdoor shows. I hear people are still afraid to go indoors. Some people really are. I am. I can tell you, Barbara, I've had a lot of different festivals and things that want me to play, but the money isn't right and they're indoor. And like I said, you know, with Pam having multiple myeloma, and let me stop right there and say, you know, I was always have been a big fan of General Colin Powell. God bless his soul. General Powell passed away yesterday. What a decent human being. I mean, he tried to stay out of politics as much as he can. He tried to have integrity in politics when he was there. I mean, the man was asked to be president. He turned it down because he didn't think he would do a good job. But President Powell, or Colin Powell, rather, sorry, not president, and that was just my wishful thinking. General Powell passed away yesterday at 84 years old for complications of COVID. And the complication was he has the same cancer that my wife has, which is multiple myeloma, which attacked your blood and bone. But it's immune therapy. Immune therapy is the only treatment for it. I mean, you're doing the radiation, you're doing the chemo and all that, but there's no cure for multiple myeloma. The only thing you can do is try to keep it in remission. But the big one is the stem cell therapy. That is the only therapy. It used to be when you had multiple myeloma, you were dead. Within a year, you were just dead. There was there were no treatments. It's because it's a very rare cancer. It's not one of the ones that everyone works on all the time. Now they've got it. I've known people who've lived to be 18 years. I mean, my wife has had it for 4 years now. She's doing really well. The steroids, she hates the steroids, which anyone that ever has to take steroids know why. But let me say that, you know, he died of complications of COVID, even though he was fully vaccinated. And that's what happens with multiple myeloma. people with multiple myeloma, because of the stem cells and what you're going through, even being vaccinated, it does not bring up enough antibodies for everybody. And that's why I have been very careful, which is also why I haven't played very many shows, because I don't want to bring it home, because most likely that would be the end of my wife's life. So y'all dig it, and y'all know what's going on. Y'all know I always say fuck cancer. Cancer has been a blight on my family. I lost my mother, my grandmother. My brother was stage 3 a couple years ago, and now my wife. So it runs in my family. And if I could make it into a physical person, I would beat the living crap out of it. But until then, all I can do is send up as much positive energy into the world as I can, and keep everything copacetic and love. And anybody knows Sugar knows that I'm all about love, unless you get on my bad side. I have been known to rip people's arms off and beat them severely by the head and shoulders. But mostly, Sugar's like a bear. I'm love, baby. I want to get into this one right here. Troubles in this world. And then I'm going to bring Miss Shay up, because she's been kind waiting backstage. This is where I feel today, y'all. Mark Sheely, good to hear from you, brother. How's Chicago?
Trouble
Recorded that in 2017, y'all, in Rome, Italy, with the Italian royal family and some of the members of the Daptones. That was a lot of fun doing that whole album. Especially, I had just come back off a world tour. I was home for 2 days. Pam let me rest for 48 hours. Like, you got to go to Italy. I'm like, going to Italy for what? Like, you got to go record an album. Going to Italy to record an album with who for what? And like, these guys want you to record an album. I didn't even know them. Pam flew me to Rome, Italy. I landed in Rome. They picked me up. We recorded an album. That's music business, y'all. I want to play one more about the gorgeous Miss Whitney Shay, and then I'm gonna get her on screen because y'all need to see this young lady. And I'm glad that I've been able to introduce a lot of people. We usually hit about 40 different countries, and we get about 2,000 to 3,000 people by the end of the day checking out the stream, which is really cool. So I feel really good that I get to introduce people. I get messages all the time. People like, I never heard that person. Now I got to go find them or blah 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 blah. You know, I know so many people. I've been doing this a while. Sometimes I think about it, like I've been doing this a long time, and I've been blessed that 99.8% of all the people that I've met are people that I like and that I go back and talk to. So that's really, really cool. So I started this during the pandemic when everyone was isolated. I wanted to get everybody together that I knew, and I've had everybody from Mike Finnegan to Jimmy Babino to James Gatson to you name it. Everybody's been on the show. I can't even start calling names because I think Rick Estrin was a lot of fun. Duke Robillard was a lot of fun. A lot of cats have been on, Bernard Purdy. Anyway, and then we name dropping. I hate that. Toby Simmons, how you doing? I see you and Barbara been getting it up. Bacchus. I always call him Bacchus. Buckus, what's going on over there, man? Alpine, California. And I see we got my man Frederick Lawson down at the bass player extraordinaire down in San Diego sending love to you, Whitney. He's sending nothing but love. I got nothing but love for you, baby. Yes, James Gatson. Yes, Mr. Gatson has been on the show. All right, let me do one more about her, and we're going to get this thing going. And my question today is, and it's very cynical. Y'all forgive me because y'all know I don't do religion and I don't do politics, but it's a political question, I guess, today. Actually, I don't consider it a political question. I see it as a health question. When will we get back to doing what we got to do? And isn't it time that we just start kicking in doors and giving people the shot whether they want it or not? All right, check this out, you guys. Whitney, I saw this one. I liked it.
Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, let's work together. Now, people, together we will stand. Every boy, every girl, and a man. Hey.
Before when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road travel.
Like his voice. Before things go wrong,
let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Well, together we will stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours. What does it matter now in this life that's ours? Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. 'Cause together we stand. Every boy, every woman, every man, let's work together.
Oh, well now, make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's all work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Yes, now people, together we stand. Every boy, girl, woman, and a man. Oh, well now.
Right on. Is that cool or what, you guys? I like that. Let's work together. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and because she's just a sweetheart, she's been back there waiting and chilling. The Red Bomber, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring on Miss Whitney Shay. So take one, and we're up. Whitney.
Hello.
What it is,
How
what
you
it be
doing?
like, what's going on?
Father, Father. You said what's going on? So I'm like, we gotta go there. Oh, look, I'm double screened now. Sugar Ray, where'd you
right here.
go?
I had to put you up. You were seeing twice.
Okay. You're just showing how long my hair is now compared to that video.
Yeah, you know, I don't have that problem. I get up like once probably once every other day, and I just have to shave the stubble. That's what it is. You know what?
Come on, Sugar Ray, you weren't growing out the beard during COVID like everybody?
No, because I'm black. I mean, I've seen some black guys that did it. They got more Israeli in them than Negro. You know, Africans, we don't grow hair like that. It's only us Americans that you notice there's only black Americans that can do that. That's because we ain't fully Negro. We black. But when you do your DNA, you realize there's a whole lot more up in there, baby. It's gumbo. But like if you go to Africa and stuff like that, you don't see no Africans. You see the Jamaicans, but again, these are Africans that was taken to Jamaica. There was a native people in Jamaica before the blacks got there, and so that's the mix. So you see Africans and you see Brazilians, they can do it, but that's because they have mix. But if you go to Africa, you don't see any men walking around with those long beards. You can see that in Egypt, but in Egypt that is Africa. But then again, there's been that mix. You know, you have Italian mixed in there and all that. So yeah,
you just gave me a whole history lesson that I didn't even know. So thank you for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I know you just got back from Europe. First of all, let me say thank you for taking time because I know you're busy.
No, thank you for having me. You know,
I know.
It's so cool listening to your story. Like of you. You're like, I literally did this back in the day, 20 years ago. That's amazing.
It was funny because when I was talking to you and you're like, okay, I'm on a phone call right now. Can I call you this day? Or like, I'm still not home yet. Can we do it later tonight? And normally I'm up to 6 a.m. It was just weird. I was just exhausted. It's been a lot going on between the business and taking care of Pam in the house. And, you know, I'm doing it all, which is all right because I'm a big man. I can put it on my shoulders. But even Sugar get tired. I don't usually get tired. But even I get tired. So I was tired. So, but I've been there. I was telling that to Pam. I mean, I know. I've been there. I mean, I went so far.
Ian.
I went so far. Ian Buzz. Ian, how you doing? You know, I use Ian when he's here.
I know.
He decided he wanted to go get that dang fangled PhD or degree, master's in music. Whatever, Ian. Get your ass back on the stage. I love you, brother. Miss you. We miss you, Ian. I drug him all over the planet, not all over the planet, all over the U.S. and parts of Canada a year or so ago. Anyway, no, we've been there. I mean, I even went so far, Pam and I even went so far as to start our own label. I've done that. I still have that in my back pocket if things go bad. You know, it's called Nemoy Sue Records, and I put out 2 albums of my albums on that. But, you know, that wasn't my focus. It's for... we did it for in the beginning because we couldn't get a deal.
Right. And
then secondly, after we did that, we realized it's nice to have it in your back pocket in between deals.
Yeah. That's true. You can release whenever you want. That's very true.
Not only that, do what you want. You'll find as you climb this ladder, it becomes a bit of a fight to do what you want.
That is
how
true.
you want.
Well, luckily, sometimes I'm equal parts charming and assertive. What can I say? So I try to get what I want. You know, we talked about this yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
You gotta be a little assertive when you're an artist, and you have to be like, no, this is what I want, and that's kind of, I mean, you know, that's where it takes you to get to a certain level, and then to get beyond, you have to just keep being yourself. You have to no matter what. Whatever the label, whatever the producers, whatever the management is trying to push you to do, you still have to retain your own sense of self in that. So
yeah. Well, I don't know if you've gotten this point yet, but at some point, once you get to a certain level, you have to put together the team, and you have to be on the same page because those people are going to have to represent your thoughts, and you got to be willing to whatever they agree to, you have to do. So, you know, I always tell people it's called music business. I've told people that from the beginning. I mean, our payoff for the music business is that 90 minutes, or as you go up the less time you get, which is really weird. It's like I
Yeah.
used to play 4 hours when I was working for damn near free. I was playing 4 hours a night. Blah blah. The further and further I went up this business, the shorter and shorter my time on stage got to be. You know, it was 2 hours, then it was 90 minutes. Now sometimes it's an hour. And once in a while we get a 90-minute show, but usually it's like an hour, or you get 75 minutes. It's
That's
like,
so
damn,
true.
it's weird, you know. But anyway, your payoff is that time that you're actually on stage, because that's the one time that I feel as an artist where I'm free. You know, it's my stage. I own it. Don't tell me how to do.
That's so
stand over
true.
there.
And that's where we're the most free and the most able to express ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's why we do it at the end of the day. They always say, I heard years ago that it was like, it's 10% music and then 90% business. But for that 10% that we get to be on stage, that's why we put up with all the things, with no sleep, with all the things, you know, because we love it, because we can't do anything else.
I'm
I had
shaking
an
my head
acting
big because
teacher.
you preaching to the choir. You
I
are
know
right
you
on it.
know. I know you know.
Yeah, but it's good that you said it, because sometimes the audience doesn't know that. So, you know, let them know. Say that one more time. They need to hear that.
I'm saying that we can't do anything else, that we put up with all the other things, with no sleep, with little money, with all kinds of craziness, and not getting to see our loved ones, because this is what we were born to do. You know, it's why we were put here on this earth. And, you know, I think people realized this during the pandemic, because they couldn't go out, they couldn't see music, and they're so desperate that I think people have really like tried to rally behind artists and music venues, because they really do realize how much it brought to their lives before. I mean, people couldn't have gotten through the pandemic without Netflix, without Spotify, without all these things. So I think people really get that. And I think they've been showing up and showing their appreciation. At least I've seen that even on my small scale. Like in San Diego for the last year and a half, I was playing really small shows. Laura Chavez and I were doing little duo shows. I mean, we had one that we're doing, it was in front of a grocery store, you
Right
know,
on.
because
Right
that was
on.
all there was, you know. But and it was cool to get back. You know, I just got back last week from 6 weeks in Europe. I mean, it's the first tour I've done since COVID.
How was it? Where were you?
So I was in 7 different countries. So I was in let's see, we started in Denmark, Germany, England, Scotland, Sweden, Switzerland, and Austria.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, it's weird, because there's certain countries, like we were supposed to do Quandam in the Netherlands, and that got canceled.
Yeah, I've
Because
been in touch with JT and those guys. I mean,
Yep.
the Netherlands open back up, Norway's open, but Norway has this weird thing with Sweden. They had a lot of people don't know that there was this internal thing going on during the pandemic, because Sweden was really, really high and Norway's numbers were low. And so then Sweden did something where they banned people from Norway to come to Sweden. And the Norwegian was like, what? You know, we've only had 100 people die. We only have 800 cases, where Sweden was thousands of cases. It was, there's politics. And that was my problem. That's what is my problem now, is I had a full tour, even though I'm changing things now. I'm not going out for 4 or 5 months anymore. I'm at a point now where it's like I'll go out for 3 weeks and then I'm coming home. Yeah. But my problem was we still had a few countries where there was a 15-day waiting period in between. That's 10 hotels I got to buy for 15 days.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really weird. But that's pretty cool. Who all went with you? Did you go by yourself or?
So it was actually the video. So it's so funny, because the 2 videos you just showed. So the first video was for my album Stand Up, but we filmed that whole video at the beginning of this tour that we were supposed to do in 2020. So we filmed that in Germany, like on one of my 4 off days, that whole tour. You know, we had 26 shows in 30 days. So one of the 4 off days, and it was crazy because it was, you know, this is February 2020. This is right before all of this. And we filmed that video, and I was really sick that day. Actually, the crazy thing was, I don't know if it was COVID. I don't think it was, but I was really sick. And I filmed that video. And then we got back from that tour March 1st. And then 2 weeks later, you know, the whole world shut down. And we were supposed to do this whole tour. So it's been kind of crazy. And then that other video that you showed, which is also the Blues Caravan. So Ryan Perry was the guy playing guitar in both of those videos.
Okay.
And the guy that you said you liked his voice, that's Ryan. So I just got back from a month on the road with him, because the way that this tour that we just did. It's Roof Records, and they do this tour every year. It's Blues Caravan, and they take 3 artists from the label,
Yeah.
put us with one backing band, and we
Yep.
and we do, you know, kind of one show. So everybody does 30 minutes, and then we do 30 minutes together.
I know when he was trying to sign me, he was trying to get me into that, and I mean it was some pretty good side venues, but I was like, Roof, come on, man, you know. But is what we getting that slap back? I think your monitor's slapping back.
Is it from me?
Yeah, just it ain't bad, but I can hear it. Yeah, we tried to, you know, it's been around for a long thing. They tried to get me years ago. I remember that's where I met Samantha Fish and Cassie Taylor and Danielle Nicole. They were girls with guitars way back. They were all one band. And I remember they were called I can't remember the guy that played the drums, but it was Cassie Taylor, Samantha Fish on guitar, Danielle Nicole on bass. No, Cassie Taylor on bass and keyboards. And Danielle Nicole was playing sometimes bass or guitar. But anyway, they were called Girls with Guitars. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Eric said he was wondering who was playing guitar. No, so you know, I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk business. But
if you like the guitar, okay. So he's saying he liked the guitar in the video. The guitar in the track is not Ryan. So that is the interesting thing that I will tell you is the guitar on my song Stand Up was recorded with Laura Chavez. That's Laura Chavez playing guitar.
I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this. I've known a long time. I was gonna say that sounds like Laura to me, but
no. That was Laura playing in the video because we shot the video when we were on tour.
Right.
It's Ryan. So but I mean, you could kind of tell when you listen to the song because there's horns and stuff. There's no horns on stage, so you know we kind of had to make do. Like I said, we're on tour. We made a video. I know you've probably done this before. We made a video when we're on tour.
I tell you, the weirdest one that ever happened to me like that was we had just did 4 months of world touring. I mean, when I say 4 months, we've been gone for 4 months. We weren't home, full band. Canada, we did a month through the U.S. Then we wound up doing like a few weeks through Canada, big shows, you know, with weird shows, like one with us and the band America. There was one with us, 50 Cent and Pink. There was another one with us, Wu-Tang, Buddy Guy, and Vanilla Ice of all things. And weird shows. And then we jumped over the pond to Europe. 3 months, and I mean 3 solid months. And as a singer, you know how hard that is. Like you just said, 26 shows in 30 days. And when you're the only singer, it's like, you know, we were dead. So anyway, I was saying that to say we finally had we had 2 days off, and then we had 3 more weeks, and then we were gonna go home. And so Pam at that time was still my manager. My wife Pam had been my manager forever up until she got sick. Now I want to say thank you to Apropos Management and to the Mint Booking Agency, Apropos Management, Stephanie Gonzalez, who manages me and George Benson. And and she just brought on what's the young guy's name? Eric, what's his name? Unmute your mic. I can't think of his name. I have to go back and look it up. But anyway, we had 2 weeks. We had 2 days off. So Pam put the band up in Toulouse, and right downtown Toulouse, so that they could have 48 hours a day to go out and get a bite to eat, to relax, stuff to do. And I was just like, okay, man, I'm gonna get to go sleep for 2 days and let my voice rest and blah blah. Next thing I know, I check into the hotel, I get upstairs, I get a phone call, and it's my friend Talk. I do a lot of Japanese commercials. I've done a lot of commercials. People don't know that it's me, but a lot of for McDonald's, for Cadillac, for Red Bull, you know, it's me singing in the background. A lot of TV stuff too, but it was weird. Pam calls me, Talk calls me and says, "Hey man, I got this client here, and they want your voice on this commercial, and you know, can you come to LA tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm in Toulouse, France. I'm in the middle of a tour. I got a couple of days off here. I can't make it." And he's like, "Oh, okay, all right, well." Then they hang up. Then I get a call from Pam. "Hey, they called me and said they want you to do this commercial and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Babe, you know, I'm hoarse, I'm tired. You know, I got 3 more weeks. I get 48 hours off." Hang up the phone. 30 minutes go by. Pam calls me back and like, "Hey, babe." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Those people called me back. They really want you on this thing. They've already found a studio in Toulouse. They're flying over right now for you to do this commercial." And I'm like, I'm like, I know. Literally that evening, you know, they flew in. It was Jim Beam. They flew in. I went to the studio, recorded the Jim Beam commercial, and then had to fly the next day down to Prague to do something in Prague, and then fly back, and then go finish off the. I think we still had 3 weeks, but we had like 19 shows in like 7 countries in that 3 weeks. So I've been there many times. But that's the business.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes, even though I was tired, Pam always made me do it anyway, because some of those opportunities you get one time.
It's very true.
You get one time. But this is our business. This is what we do. And
Mhm.
that's why it's nice when Quinn Sullivan, that's his name, Quinn Sullivan. It's nice when people recognize you, but sometimes you're so tired that if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have management and all these people behind you, you'll miss opportunity because we're exhausted. We're mentally and physically exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how many pieces you have in your band, and does Laura normally play with you?
She does. Well, she's been playing with me for the last year or so, but she's on the road all the time. So she plays with Nikki Hill primarily. That's her main gig.
Yeah, because I saw her with Nikki a few times.
Yeah, and then she's been playing with Vanessa Collier too. But I'm playing with her a bunch this week. She lives about 10 minutes from me here in San Diego.
Tell her I said howdy.
I will. Yeah, whenever I get to play with her, I do. But you know, kind of like you, I've toured, you know, and played with backing bands in different places. So, you know, I've toured in Brazil a lot with our friend Igor Prado.
And Yuri and all those guys. You see, I wound up, I did that like my God, 3 different times. And then a couple times with the Managed Boys, but I enjoyed Brazil. The people down there.
Oh, Brazil's amazing.
You know, it's crazy, but the people love the music. They come out. The young people, that's what the shot.
I love it.
It's a young crowd, and they come out and they really into the blues soul thing. They dig it.
They love it. They love it.
Matter of fact, you saying that, what is, you know, and I don't want to put you on the spot because people get upset, but like, what has been your favorite country? I mean, it's always blessing and fun to go to any country, but what, you know what I'm getting at? What is like been your favorite?
My favorite place, oh man, every place is different, you know, because going for like different energy. I love Brazil because, like you said, and the people in Brazil for me are just so warm and they're so like just friendly and they love to party. But you know, even like this last tour, let's see. Oh, my favorite gig, and I'm sure you've played there, that we did on the tour was that Mula Huntsigan place. We played that. I knew you know that place. Yeah, in Switzerland. It's just a really rad venue.
I don't get to do very much in Switzerland because I've been working with Patrick Kaiser for years, and since Switzerland is so small, I usually now only play Patrick shows. I mean, he paid me well, but I usually only play Patrick shows. But I've done a few, you know. Mine has always been why can't I think of the name of the festival? Oh, good Lord. I'm getting old. Right there in Switzerland, and we've all gotten the opportunity to play it. Lucerne. Yeah. And Lucerne has always been fun. And I liked it last time because I got to play with Cyril Neville and Buckwheat Zydeco and got to hang with those cats, right? Mm-hmm. And then they both, not both, but Buckwheat wound up passing and Otis Grant, and both of them wind up passing a year after that. So I feel lucky that I got to hang with them and kick it. But Switzerland is great. It's expensive, expensive as hell. Yes, very clean.
But you know, we live in California, so I feel like it's not that much more.
I don't know. I get cheap. I mean, compared to Germany can be expensive, but compared to like France or some of the other countries where the dollar goes so much further.
I love France. Now that's like one of my favorite places because just the food, the wine, I could live in France.
Well, you know, Pam and I thought about it real seriously when we sold the ranch. I mean, the only reason we bought the ranch was at the time Aunt Kizzy's Boys was doing real well. We were looking at New Orleans, and then when she closed her private practice and we sold the ranch and she took the position at Cedar Sinai, you know, we were torn because we literally at that time thought about retiring, and we were talking about moving to the south of France because we had spent so much time. I've been everywhere in France, north, south, east, west, in between Loire Valley. 20 years I've played everywhere. I think the only festival I have not played has been the Cognac Festival, and I don't know why, because me and Michelle are actually good. It's been weird. It's a weird thing, but I got into it because I wasn't a drinker, so I got into wine. I got into the cheese.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
it's all about the wine and cheese.
It's all about the wine and cheese. You know,
our drummer on this most recent tour was French, and he made us crepes on one of our days off.
Ooh. Crepes with Nutella. That's my favorite.
So good.
I like the Nutella crepe.
I just had them with a little bit of sugar. That's all they needed.
Oh, look
you
at
know.
you. Ah, who was your drummer?
We used Dennis Peloton. Do you know him?
Goodness.
You know, he might have been playing drums on that Girls with Guitar tour that you saw. He played with Anna Popovic for a while.
Yeah, I probably know him then because
He
we've
played with
toured a lot.
yeah, I'm sure you know
I'm
him.
pretty sure I probably know him. If I see his face, I probably know him.
Yeah.
Great drummer. If he with Anna, with you, he's got to be a hell of a drummer. Sounded good on the track.
Yeah.
Now you've been racking up awards there in San Diego and around the country.
Trying, they've been really good to me here. So I feel very lucky because I'm born and raised in San Diego. I'm very proud to be from San Diego. And I feel very
lucky. Oh my
lucky.
God. You're not a transplant? You're a real Californian?
I'm a native, and my mom is a native too.
Wow. You know that does not happen in Cali.
No, it does not.
Almost everybody is from somewhere else.
Especially in San Diego, everybody moves here. But no, I'm from here, born in La Mesa.
You sound like my son. My son still lives it. I mean, after he finished college, he went back. He still lives in San Diego. He lives right there. He lives right there in Hillcrest. Born and raised. Well, he went to school in PB. He's a San Diego kid. He's always like, I'm getting out of here, Dad. I'm like, I was shocked you came back after college. He's like, yeah, But he lives right there in Hillcrest. Him and his old lady, they're right there in Hillcrest. And
he's Laura's neighbor. Then she lives in Hillcrest too.
Does she?
Yeah.
I love Hillcrest.
I'm in North Park, so I'm right here.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
See, I've been around a long time. I remember when you couldn't even go to the gas lamp. I remember going down there playing Patrick's even before I was really in blues and stuff. Patrick's. I remember Patrick's 1.
Wow.
And then I remember when they burnt down and they rebuilt it in the mall and all that stuff. And we used to play the U.S. Grand and
I played there many times.
Yeah, there used to be a club right there. Is a Hennessy's. Yeah, Croces. I didn't play Croces very often. It's weird because we played Patrick's. But it was like, what the Hennessy's is right there?
Are you talking about the speakeasy next door?
No. Hennessy's.
Yeah, no. Hennessy's had a speakeasy. That's like where I started singing.
Well,
this little club next door to Hennessy's.
Where Hennessy's is now, there used to be a club underneath Hennessy's.
No, you're thinking, I know where you're talking about.
You had to go down at the low ceiling.
Where it was downstairs. I know where you're talking about.
No, not next door to Patrick's. It's literally on that corner where the Hennessy's used to be on that corner. Like if you come out of Patrick's, you look to the right, you look into the driveway to go into Horton Plaza. Walk over there, turn left. There's my cigar shop right there. I go to that cigar shop.
I know where the cigar shop is. I know exactly where you're talking about.
Well, Hennessy's was 2 doors down, and they had that corner.
Yeah, that's gone now, but there was nothing underneath. You're talking about back in the day. I don't know.
26 years ago, there used to be a club underground, below where the Hennessy was. You had to walk down the stairs and walk downstairs. The ceiling was only 9 feet, and they had a great stage. And I can't even think of the name of it. So all y'all from San Diego to remember, like Frederick Lawson, I know you remember. You have no idea. There used to be at one point, there used to be like 22 clubs that played nothing but live music in the gas lamp.
You want to know what's sad is there's like maybe two in the gas lamp.
I know. I remember when we opened up the
3
with that BB King's or the House of Blues. I remember when we opened that up. But yeah, it was weird, man. I mean, is Brick by Brick still there?
It's not. It's been gone for a long time. Brick by Brick's been gone for a long time.
How about the Barefoot Bar?
That I just played there like 6 months ago, actually.
It used to be fun back in the day.
It was really fun.
Humphrey's Backstage.
I play in there next week.
They still there? Okay, that's cool. I mean, so there's some things that's still there. I mean, it used to be a lot of venues, man. And that's why most of us guys, me, Nucci Cantrell.
Nucci played on my first album.
Well, we were all in a band together. Me, Nucci, James
he plays with the English Beat now, right?
Oh, Monette Marino. That was my first band.
I know Monette. That's my girl. I love her.
My very first band, Every Gypsy, was me, Michael Mose, Monette Marino, Nucci Cantrell, James East. Later became Nathan Brown when Nate still lived in San Diego.
I know both of them.
When he went with the Bone Shakers or Was, he played with me. So
I did a gig with James East like 6 months ago, probably.
I need to call James and see how I'm doing. And Martin Trammell and all that, the belly. Oh man, it used to be fun. It used to be fun. We lived right there in Bunzel. At the time, we were living in Bunzel, and that was before I joined Aunt Kiss's Boys. It was great, man. I used to bounce. I was a bouncer for years in Carlsbad, right there at Boers Crossing. I'm the one that started it. It used to be Ralph and Eddie's, a biker bar. So when Kathleen when Kathleen took over, she brought me in, and they changed it to a dance bar. So you can understand that the first few years were pretty rough because you would have bikers and Marines trying to go into a dance bar with half-naked girls. So it was like we used to brawl in that place, man. Between us, the Cowboy Boy, and the alley, it used to be some anyway. I'm reminiscing. So San Diego has been giving you love, and I know your last album has gotten quite a few awards. I don't know if you saw it. I've been cyber stalking you. I always put likes on your what you call that because I dig what you're doing. And a lot of times when we meet up, I don't really have a chance to say anything because I got 18 million things going, same as you. But I want you to stay encouraged and keep doing the stuff you're doing because you're kicking butt, man.
I'm trying.
You're kicking butt.
It's hard sometimes. Like just coming back from that tour. I mean, I know it's a long time to be gone. I'm right in the thick of it of being like, okay, this is like the go time. And it's tough some days, especially during all this COVID stuff. I don't have to tell you. But I'm so grateful to get to make a living doing what I love to do. And now like kind of going to the next step and just kind of starting my career off in Europe. And that's, I'm really looking forward to what's going on. But I can't wait till I'm like you. Well, I'm like, I'm going to do 3 weeks here and then I'm going to be off. I can't wait for those.
It's taking a while to get there, but well, and then the other thing is the audience get the best of me.
Yeah.
Not the tired. My voice is you're a hard singer like I'm a hard singer. We're not one of them little, I call them fairy singers. We're not fairy singers. So
no, we sing hard.
We singing from the diaphragm. We give we pushing air. So to do that many weeks, it's tough. I mean, you give the best show that you can, but in the back of your head, sometimes you're like, especially when you get somewhere like you walk in there like, I love this place. You just want to give it your all. You're giving it everything you got, but like in your back of your head, like I wish it heard me 8 days ago.
Yeah. Totally.
So, like, what is your? Here, Eric put this up. Let's put this up. Eric said, "Let's all go start Whitney." There it is. That's some of her info. If you guys got any questions, please come on in. Let us know. We got a lot of different countries here. We got Wales, we got Brazil, we got Holland, France, and of course all over the states. Ian Bus, San Diego represent. I hear you, Ian. So anyway, let me ask you about some people that I haven't seen for a while. Have you seen Fuzzy?
I saw Fuzzy. When's the last time I saw Fuzzy? I haven't seen him during COVID, honestly. Okay. But I know my friend Abe, who plays drums with him, I know he plays with Fuzzy too. But no, I haven't seen Fuzzy. I've seen Kevin Cooper. I know he's your bud too.
Yeah, I love Kevin, man. We all go back. We go back. Yeah, he's good people. Hell of a player too.
Yeah, amazing. I've seen him quite a bit. It's been weird. It's like some people just during COVID, they kind of disappeared and we all kind of lost touch, Well, it was because we weren't out playing like we used to be.
That's why I did this. That's why I started this over a year ago, was because at the beginning, you was talking about your trip that when you shot that video, I had just been nominated for a Grammy. I had just taken for the first time in 18 years. I took 3 months off. Because we came back from the last tour and I was just like, okay, I got nothing left. I need a break. And then Pam came down with the multiple myeloma. And then that March, we had already had to set up from over a year ago to do this little tour through the Pacific Northwest.
Of course. So
here I am in Portland and Seattle. We're in Seattle at what's the name of the place, Eric? It's pretty famous. Jazz Bones. Is that it? You're muted. Unmute. Go ahead. Jazz Alley. Thank you. We're at Jazz Alley with us and was it Marcus Miller or Victor Wooten? Anyway, it's sold out. It's March the 7th or 8th or something. We're in the middle of the actual the ground zero. We didn't realize it. We're in the middle of ground zero in Seattle. On March the 8th or 7th or 8th or whatever it was. And we're just like, what, and we had sold it out, but there was only like 100 some odd people at each show. And we're like, what's going on? And then the second day we go up to do the second show and they're like, they came out before we hit the stage and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, blah, blah, blah. We've canceled the Marcus Miller show. We'll refund those tickets. And from this point, after this show, this is the last live show until the foreseeable future. And we're like, what the hell? And then the next day, we had to be up at the Walla Walla Guitar Festival. And that's when we saw it really, really hit, because they had sold like 6,000 tickets. It's not a giant festival, but they're the nicest people in the world. And the police was there at the door, and they were charging them $5,000 for every person over 200. And that included bands, that included crew, and that included audience. You couldn't have more than 200 people in the room. And that was wild. And then Pam was literally going through stem cell replacement at the exact time. And here I am in Seattle, Portland, Seattle, Washington, and I got to go back and be in the hospital with Pam. This is before anybody really understood what the heck COVID even was. And so I was in the same, it was very surreal. It was very surreal. You know, as a matter of fact, at the time I was making jokes at Jazz Alley, like, you know, black people don't get this. You know, it was no black people had came down with it. And I'm like, oh, you white folks, I'm so sorry. You know, just having fun. But I'm like, you know, Negroes don't get. And I'd be damned if like a month later it's like black people are just dropping like flies. I'm just like, oh, what the, you know. And then everything shut down. And that was my last show up until I got a call. Shamika and I share the same booking agency, and they called me.
You know, Shamika's in San Diego now too. Did you
I know.
That?
I had her. I just did the Grammy thing, and we were talking. And she's in Oceanside, my old stomping ground. She's out there in Oceanside. And I'm like, girl. I said, you know how long I've been in Oceanside? Where you at? She's down in the valley, but it's pretty cool. So I was like, yeah. So, but I was like, we went and replaced Shamika at this outdoor show in Pittsburgh, and that was the first show in Jesus Christ. 18 months.
Wow.
It was the first show I'd done, live show, in 18 months. And I only took a 5-piece. I didn't bring horns or none of that stuff. And we were so rusty, but the people dug it. And, you know, that's when we were just starting to kind of come out of it a little bit. When was that, Eric? You went with me. When was the show in Pittsburgh? Was that Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh. Anyway. So here it has been 2 years altogether, and I've done 5 shows. I'm doing one more show, the new Long Beach Blues Festival, new Blues Festival in Long Beach in November. And then that's it until next year, just because it's just, it's scary, you know, and I have to think about, you know, I got to kind of, for me, I have to kind of quarantine myself when I come back. You know, I made sure that the band was fully vaccinated. We're fully vaccinated. We try to be, and that's another thing, you guys, send some prayers up for Drake Shine. And, they had death in the family. He lost his nephew a few days ago. So we actually, for my music director, Mr. Drake Shine, we actually sent some prayers and some love to him. Y'all know Drake doesn't ask for anything, but he is like the sweetest person I know. So send some prayers up. So you got your new album is titled what?
Stand Up.
That is the album. So that was the title track.
That was the title track. Yeah, and I got a new video coming out tomorrow. What's the 20th? It's 20th tomorrow? Yeah, I got a new music video coming out tomorrow. I did a cover. I recorded like 6 months ago. I went to the studio and recorded 2 songs with Laura and my band here. And so one of them is I'll give you a sneak preview. It's a Bonnie Raitt song that I covered because she's one of my favorites.
Okay.
So.
All right.
We did like kind of a soul version of one. So
well, I play with her band quite often. A lot of people don't know that, the Phantom Blues Band. We just changed the name sometime. Matter of fact, let me stick one up. Here's one with me in the Phantom Blues Band. We call ourselves what do we call it? We call ourselves JB and the Ultratones. We've actually this is a secret album, 14-song album with me, Mike Finnegan, Larry Fulcher, Tony Brown, the whole band, Lee Shell. Wow. Check this out. See if you can dig this. I'm gonna pull myself off the screen. You can stay up there.
cold October rain. Many crazy thoughts swirling through my brain. The cold is creeping up into my bones while reading all these graveyard stones. Hey buddy, it's your last go round. It's nice to see all your friends come to town. The music plays while the curtain falls. The gate is closing. It's your final call. Sparkling bright, your eyes will shine. Riding on that blue train every night. Ain't no mojo that will heal your kind. Where you go, you'll find peace of mind. Hey buddy, it's your last go round. It's nice to see all your friends come to town. The music plays while the curtain falls. The gate is closing. It's your final call. Hey buddy, it's your last go round. It's nice to see all your friends come to town. The music plays while the curtain falls. The gate is closing. Yeah, it's your final call. Said, hey buddy, it's your last go round. It's nice to see all your friends come to town. The music plays while the curtain falls. The gate is closing. It's your final call. Hey buddy, it's your last go round. It's nice to see all your friends come to town. The music plays while the curtain falls. The gate is closing. It's your final call. It's your final call.
That was a lot of fun, man. And I meant to show that a few weeks ago when I had Mike on before he passed. Mike Finnegan passed not too long ago, and what a buddy, man. I've done a lot of stuff with Mike Finnegan through the years, and that was the last album that we got to play together. That was really cool.
I never got to meet him, but I got to record on a track with him. And man, I was such a fan of him. One of my favorite moments was I played at that, I'm sure you played the Doheny Blues Fest in Dana Point.
Never played. I played it once with the Managed Boys, and I've got no love for it. I tell you, it's been very, very strange. I still don't get a lot of love in California. I get a lot of love in Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. It's just been recently, the last few years, a couple years right before COVID, that I started getting a lot of love in LA. But no love from the Doheny Fest. I played it once about 9 years ago with the Managed Boys.
Well, I played just the morning set. This was years ago. And it was one of my favorite things because Bonnie Raitt was the headliner and Mike Finnegan was playing with her. Right. And you know, he came out and sang "I Got News for You," and I was like an instant fan.
You talk about somebody that can sing. People always talk about his B3 playing. You talk about somebody that can sing.
His voice. Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
What a voice. Wow.
Yeah. I always tease him like you knew you grew up with the Negroes. White folks don't play like that.
That's true.
He's like, yeah, Sugar, you know, Kansas. I think it was Kansas he grew up, Kansas City. Anyway, he grew up there. Yeah. Yeah, we've had some serious deep talks, Mike and I, because we also cigar buddies. Yeah, so and I know we're a little bit over. Do you have time or you need to run?
I got a couple more minutes. Let's do it.
I'm just enjoying hanging with you.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Actually, before you go, I wanted to let me see if I can get this to work. Let me see if it'll work because the computer's already starting to slow down. Let's see. It's coming up. Come on. There it is. I'm gonna pull me off.
You should play the second song because the first song on this one, if it's the full set, is Stand Up. So you should play the Getting in My Way on this one.
Let me try it. Let me see if it'll let me forward it. Hold on a second. I'm gonna pull myself off the screen.
And you can tell we did this in COVID because Laura had to wear a mask. They made us, you know, even though we were outdoors.
Hi, this is Whitney Shay, and we're here jamming outside the van tonight in Los Angeles.
It's not letting me move it, so we'll just check them out.
Oh, I'm gonna play it again. That's okay. You can hear it again.
You heard somebody talk about me, and you didn't know what to say. They got to know me all this time when I really act that way. How you gonna let someone we don't know and everything we found? You let all that become the truth, and now it beat us down. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You try to play it safe and sound, but you miss me when I'm gone. Come on, stand up when you know what's wrong. No, you better stand up. Just take consideration, never had some more. We both know how hard it is, find something worth fighting for. Now we're stepping on the shadows, the keys, just footsteps on the door. Once the stars are in our eyes, now we're staring down at the floor. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You try to play it safe and sound, but you'll miss me when I'm gone. Come on, stand up when you know what's wrong. No, you better stand up. All right. Woo! How you gonna just walk away? Did you forget about yesterday? Oh, you got no reason to be afraid. How you gonna go and run and hide? Putting all your faith into a lie. At least I know I tried. Stand up when you know what's wrong. You're trying to play it safe and sound, but you'll miss me when I'm gone. Come on, stand up when you know what's wrong. Oh, you're trying to play it safe and sound, but you'll miss me when I'm gone. Stand up when you know what's wrong. Woo-hoo! You're trying to play it safe and sound, but you'll miss me when I'm gone. Stand up when you know what's wrong. Oh. No, you better stand up. I ain't scared to show my teeth. And baby, I ain't scared to tell you what I think. You trying to put me up against the wall, but baby, I'm used to getting up every time that I fall. You better come to something better than just halfway. Hey, if you're not here to help me, you're just getting in my way. straight line, and you won't see me backing down from an uphill climb. My kind of person won't settle for less. I said, my kind of soul won't be controlled and can't be suppressed. You better come to something better than just halfway. Yeah. If you're not here to help me, you're just getting in my way. Come on, Laura. It's past the time for talking, let's cut to the chase. I'm not gonna dance around what's staring me in my face. I ain't putting it loosely, this ain't a cheap shot. But I expect less disrespect for all that I've fought. You better come to something better than just halfway. Yeah. If you're not here to help me, you're just getting in my way. Oh, yeah. If you're not here to help me, you're just getting in my way. Oh, yeah. If you're not here to help me, you're just getting in my way. Oh.
Right on, Whitney. I like that. If you're not here to help me, you just getting in my way. I know that's right. And I know you. Oh, wait a minute. You muted. Let me unmute that.
Oh,
There we go.
there we
There
go.
we go. And you're writing your own stuff, which is really cool. And I know you got to go real fast. What is your writing process like?
Well, so it's funny actually. My songwriting partner lives in Fallbrook, your old
Yeah,
stomping
baby.
ground. So we usually like to get together and, you know, I write better under pressure. I don't know about you, but like I write well if I have a deadline. Like, here's the deadline for recording, and then I've got like X amount of months, and then I've got like a purpose. Like, I got so many songs. But I've been trying to just use this time, especially during COVID, just to write a little bit every time I get inspiration, like all the time, even if it's just a couple lines, And the cool thing about my writing partner and I, we both love melody and lyrics. We both kind of come up with both of them together. So sometimes I'll come up with a hook and a lyric, I'll bring it to him. Sometimes he'll start with kind of a concept, and everything is really 50-50. And it's been like an amazing collaborative partnership. You're talking about the gas lamp. When I first started playing 11, 12 years ago in San Diego, I was playing at this little speakeasy next door to Hennessy's in the gas lamp, and he was working at the Shout House. So he's a dueling piano guy.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we started like just being friends, and we started getting together. But he's so crazy talented. He's, has a composition degree from Berkeley, and, classical pianist, all kinds of different stuff. So we came together, and it's cool because he's not from the blues world. So he comes at it from a pop, Americana songwriting perspective. And then, I come in with my own sensibilities too. And we just have a wonderful collaborative partnership, and it's been great.
Right on. Well, before you go, let everybody know. I know Eric put up some of your socials. Let us know your socials. Let us know your next show,
Yes.
and the last things you want to say.
Well, the next big show I've got is the Legendary Rhythm and Blues Cruise. My first time.
Oh, I'm gonna give you one piece of advice.
Okay.
Pace yourself.
Yeah. I got the full schedule today. I'm like, uh-oh. There's
Yeah,
a lot.
there is a lot, and then there's a lot to try to see. I mean, there's
Totally.
shows going on to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. There's
I
a bunch.
saw that some of the jams. I was like, wow,
Yes,
it's
and
gonna
the
be
jams
crazy.
are crazy. I mean, we've had some unbelievable mashups at the jams.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I know that one time it was me and Taj and anyway, Anna Popovic, crazy mashup. It's fun. It's fun. And I always tell Tommy Castro, because Tommy get to go on almost every cruise. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, I've done like 4, and between the managed boys and myself, and it's like, I love it. I love it. The Bender is sort of trying to get there, and the
Yeah.
Bender does a great job. But something about being on that ship out of the middle of the ocean where no one can escape, no one can go.
Speaking of the Bender, I was just hanging with Jimmy Carpenter in the UK, actually.
Jimmy, who was Jimmy playing with?
He was playing by himself. We were
He's
both
done
at
the
this
tour.
festival in the UK. Yeah, he did his own tour. It was cool.
That's good for Jimmy. I mean, first time I met Jimmy was probably 14 years ago in France. And I can't
Oh.
remember the show, but he was playing with Walter Wolfman back then, Walter Wolfman Washington. That's how we met. And then we wound up hooking up again years later in New Orleans when he still lived there. And it was me, him, Walter, Dr. John, and Galactic at Tipitina's. And that was a lot of fun that night.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was crazy. Galactic. You like Galactic?
I love Galactic. Oh, man,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
They are amazing. I mean, Black Pumas is great and all that, but I'm always like, why don't bands like Galactic blow up? I mean, they're a big name, but they should be bigger, in my opinion. Those guys
Agree.
Those
But
guys
that's always the case. You'll see a band and you're like, why is this person not famous? I was just showing, you came from the gospel world. I don't know if you've seen a video of that woman, Callie Day.
Yes.
Yeah. And I showed that to my boyfriend, and he's like, why is she not?
Because the gospel world has become like the rest of the music. When I was in, it wasn't so much that, it was all family, even though we competed. There's always a competition, but it was always family. Now it's become very business-like. And you can have all the talent in the world, as you know, in this business. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't, in this business, you learn that it's not always the talented people or the people that we call talented that make it because they have no business sense. And you must have a business sense to be able to do it in this world. That's just all there is to it. It is called the music business, and you can be the best player, best singer. There was a guy way before you from San Diego. He was, they were comparing this guy to Luther Vandross. He was as good as or better than Luther Vandross. And his name was Warren Weeby. You probably don't even.
I've heard so many stories about him.
I remember coming up. I came up in San Diego during that time, and
I heard so many stories about him because I'm sure you know Archie Thompson. He produced.
I know Archie very well. Tell Archie I said hello. I haven't seen him in like 20 years, but yeah, I know Archie. Yeah.
Yeah, he tells me stories about Warren all the time.
Yeah, man, this guy. I don't know anybody that could sing with Warren. I mean, I'm a singer, and I tell you, I mean, this guy was but no business sense, and then wind up not putting together a team, and he had some personal problems, but he should have been Luther Vandross. Him, Freddie Jackson, Luther, he should have been in that conversation, but he never made it gigantic outside San Diego, LA area. I mean, he did a lot of sessions and stuff, but anyway, again, thank you for spending time because I know you're tired, and I know you probably got a million things to do.
Thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you.
It was very kind of you to do it. And I know it took us a while. We had to wait for you to get back. Congratulations on everything. Keep on keeping on. I wanna say blessings to you on all your endeavors. And keep that sweet disposition, but at the same time assertive. Gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Gotta be a strong woman in this business, You got
a strong person, period. Male, female, everything in between. You just gotta be strong. Last thing, give me your socials.
Oh, WhitneyShay.com, and all the things are /Whitney Shay Sings. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube /Whitney Shay Sings. Makes it really easy.
Right on, ladies and gentlemen. There he goes. What is this? What'd you put?
Eric is on it.
He types like them people at the airport. The gate agents. I'm like, how many clicks do you need to change the seat, lady? But Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sugaray live at the Suga Shack. My guest today has been the amenable, the talented Miss Whitney Shay. I'm Sugaray Raven, and as always, for God's sake, please be good to one another and to yourself. We'll see you next time. Be blessed.